Hello, everybody. Burnedoutguy here, and welcome back to Belts of Iron. All right, last episode we did our insulated wiring and our logic circuits. We also got into solid fuels way over there with our petroleum waste. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I don't know how well that's doing. I haven't checked out on it lately, but we'll have to go back and have a gander there. I haven't run out of plastic, so something must be working over there. Anyhow, today we're going to get into where is it here? This stuff right here, the precision data packs. So I went ahead and also did the pipe valve ones. So I guess whenever we need a pipe valve for some in particular reason, God knows when, but whatever. But we're gonna get into these today. So these require the logic circuits, done. And then we need fluid extractors. So that's not a big deal. Fluid extractors are wiring kits. We already have those. And now all we have to do is set up a pipe system, which is kind of cool too. That's fine. So now we can set up some constructors, I guess. Maybe like just two. And then I'm going to need some assemblers after that. How many of these are we going to need? I guess let's just do 5 and we'll do 5 of those. All right, so here be the battle plan. We'll start this, I guess down here like everything else, right? Now, do we move this forward a little bit? Let's say I do something like this, okay? That would leave some room in order to bring in the rest of the materials. Well, the only one we really need to bring in is extra is the wiring, right? So maybe we can bring in a belt of wiring here, and then we can bring the steel in here for that. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we can also maybe leave, yeah, we gotta leave that one row for this way first, so we'll put there. Yeah, I think everything should be fine. Okay. This is going to be pipes. You are going to be pipes. And then we're gonna take a container and we're gonna put next to here. There we go. So now we have a place for these to go and get stored up, which is going to be really good too, because we need to have some kind of constant flow for our steel. We still don't really have anything that's using steel, so we do, but it's like not a lot. Like it's only this over here, right? It's just our repair kits, and yeah, put it. No, these two are as well. I guess I'm just not using a lot of it, right? It's only for like research, and if we're not researching, well, we're not using it. And it's going to be the same thing over here too. So if we're not researching, or we're not using it, so our our steel usage is pretty much all only solely on research at the moment. Interesting. That's pretty crazy. Alrighty. So let's think about this first. And the wiring can come in through this one right here. And then we can bring our steel here. So let me go get those. And here we got our wiring kits. Steel. We just gotta put the things up like that. Yeah, I really like that I discovered this method. So much nicer than the other way I did it. With having to kind of like do that weird loop thing and then go up. This is kind of nice. It works out beautifully. Am I gonna go back and change those? No. All right, so now we got our materials coming in. Now we can set the rest of this up. All right. Now we're just gonna need to bring in some power. So now these are making pipes. I'll get all backed up in here. That's excellent. Now let's lay out our other things here that we need. All right, so now we got all of these done, and we got the layout for most of our assemblers done here. So now we just got to go and connect some belts. We'll be pretty much all good to go. There you go. I let that back up enough there. It's doing okay, I guess. It's enough for us to at least get some science going on here, right? So we're gonna start making our packs, and then we can start filling these up. Now we can start placing in where we want the science stuff, right? I kind of like how they're like the same size as the assembler. It goes pretty good, man. Not bad. There we go. Now everything's all nicely powered up in the whole 9 yards. These seem to be coming in pretty good because we let that over there back up. Well, let's go and connect them. And then that's good. Now we should be able to start doing more research. Awesome. Love to see it. Gonna be great. All right, so let's do. We got automation, which is going to give us the fabricator, and then the other one is the. We'll start with fabricator, and then we'll check out the fractional distillation. It's going to give us more petroleum waste, and that you get from coal. Oh yeah, liquid fuel. Cool. All right, so now that we unlock the fabricator, let's check this thing out. So we got a 4-port entry and a 2-port exit. Interesting. So that way, sometimes we might have a byproduct of some sort, maybe? Question mark. I don't know. Let's find out. What kind of things can we make in this thing here, anyways? We got grenades we can make in there, so we can make any of the buildings. All right. Interesting. So this is probably gonna be mainly for making something later on, like buildings for the production line, maybe, or even if you wanted to maybe make your own little shop or something, like a store with all the items in it. Coolness, coolness. All right, let's check out the next thing here. We got fractional distillation. So if you look under the tech tree of what it's going to give us, it's going to give us liquid fuel, which if you process coal, we'll get that. And then the other one is crude oil or liquid fuel. Oh, and probably both, right? And then you're going to get petroleum gas, light oil, heavy oil, and petroleum waste. Interesting. So this is something maybe we'd want to look into expanding our production over where the other oil is, maybe? Or do we go find another oil spot and just do, yeah, that'd probably be the better way to do it, right? We'll find another oil spot and set something up like that there, and then that way we can find out what we're going to do with all the heavy oils and everything. That'd be kind of interesting to do. Yeah. All right, so obviously we're going to be making some lubricants, so you're going to get lubricated gears. Okay. And then over here we're going to get different types of fuels: light, heavy, and petroleum gas. That's going to go into oil cracking, which is heavy oil and light oil cracking. If we get into that, we can get into belts, which is going to require lubricated gears and logic circuits. That's wild. The railways would be something to look forward to getting into as well, right? Steel, crushed stone. Oh, yeah, crushed stone. Train station, concrete, logic circuit, steel, a locomotive, lubricated gears, steel, combustion generator. That's not bad, actually. And then crushed stone. Don't we already have the recipe for crushed stone? That could be something to get into. And then you get into rail cargo. Because if we get into the railroads, that would make going long distance areas worthwhile, because then we could start bringing back our fluid, right? And then we could like make our lubricated gears back home instead of way over there, because our gear production is here, right? So it would be best if we brought all the oil back home, and then and it would look cool too, right? Yeah, that'd be a thing. Wow, that's craziness. So before I do that though, I think we're gonna go up here and we're gonna upgrade the rest of this stuff as well, since we can, right? We'll do our expanded inventory. We'll do the jetpack. We can do the 2 of the jetpacks because we have enough of the packs, right? Um, Chemical plants. They're gonna make acid, copper, and water. For why though? It would be ore washing. So this way we get more ore out of stuff. That unlocks also silica, making solar energy, which would be kind of nice. Execution unit. All right. This item can be inserted into a machine to modify the performance. Oh, it's like a booster. All right. That's neat. I guess that's how you make machines faster. Nice. Also, look at the energy usage, right? Obviously, you use more energy. That's probably why you'd want a massive solar panel field afterwards. 25 kilowatts. Do we go down to get power, or do we... if we're not really hurt for power at the moment, so maybe we should go down to the lubricants afterwards. Okay, we'll do this, and then we'll do the lubricants, and then we'll see if about trying to set something up for lubrication. So we're definitely going to need a better belt speed at one point. That's probably going to be the next goal, is because stuff like this just doesn't furnish without a faster belt speed. We got lots of wire. We just can't get it here fast enough, right? I might be able to cheat a little bit, technically. And maybe do a temporary, like, thing over here like that. I'm gonna put a splitter here and a merger there. And then maybe that might help out a little bit. Just not feeding enough, just single belted like that. Because so much stuff uses the those electrical wiring, like it's crazy. A lot of the research uses electrical wiring, which is pretty wild. We'll connect you to there. That'll be even better. We can split this up into a couple of them. And these will all back up eventually. Cool. And then once we speed up the belts, we'll be able to get rid of these little extras here. Most excellent. Now we have the chemical plant and the lubrication done as well. We also have both of the extended jetpacks done. We just gotta wait for that last one we gotta unlock. But that gives us 11 seconds. So we went up 4 seconds total with our jetpack. So that's kind of interesting. Now we can go on and continue with making all this other good stuff. So what we're gonna do is, I guess we're gonna make some of these chemical plants, and we're gonna have to go make some of these fraction distillation plants, and we're gonna have to go get a couple of pumps, I guess. So yeah, let's go and do that. We go and we use like that on the crude oil. There's 5 of them over there. That is wild. Okay, that's really cool. So we're gonna have to bring 5 of these things with us. I guess we got 14 of them with us. Wild. I also added, I just realized that I had a whole bunch of copper ore in here. I added an extra line of copper coming home, so we had copper way over there, and I brought it over here. We just weren't producing enough copper. The line was kind of empty, and it was slowing down the creation of stuff. So now we got an extra line coming in, and now everything's staying nice and full, which is awesome. So I'm gonna get rid of this stuff here. So I think we're going to be good to get over there. We got fluid extractors, we got oil refineries, we got chemical plants. Probably going to have to get some more bricks or some more concrete, I mean, before we leave. Other than that, I think we should be good to head over that way and set something up to get more oil and then create the lubricant. So that lubricant is created in the distillery things there, fractional distillery stuff. So let me get some bricks and let's head out that way. Concrete. There's still bricks. It's because they look like bricks. All right, so here is our oil patch. Got a nice little patch here. This is good. We should be able to do lots of stuff with this. So we'll probably do like maybe 1 or 2 for depending on what we're doing here. But anyways, let me clear out a nice little area so that way we can lay down the foundation and figure out what we're doing here, right? All right, so we got a little bit of a platform going on here. That's the entry. So let's go something like, well, they got to face each other, right? That was gonna be the one thing. If I do it like I did the other side, right? Hopefully that's not too far for complications. Anyway, let's just toss one down to see what the hell's going on. We need to make lubricant. That's just heavy oil. So, and we don't make heavy oil in here. You make heavy oil in here. Make gears in there. Did we not unlock heavy oil yet? Oh, we did not. Thus we shall. We have to go with the fractional distillation recipe, right? So we're gonna put in 900 crude oil. We need liquid fuel as well. So that means I didn't see that part. So my bad. So this one would have to be petroleum. We'd have to be making petroleum in one. Okay. Then take that petroleum, turn it into liquid fuel. So those two go together. And then this one right here, you could take the crude oil and the liquid fuel that you're getting out of that one. So we can take this from here and put it up farther in the production line. So you and whatever other pump come in here, and that would make our the hell we were doing here. Yeah, the fractional distillation. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Then we got outputs to deal with afterwards. That's insane. And they're not going to be obviously even outputs. They're all different types, right? So the petroleum gas that we do get from here, man, that sucks because why would we need liquid fuel to mix with it though? Which kind of confuses me because you're just getting more petroleum gas. What, to make more liquid fuel? I don't know. The light oil, as far as I know, is like everything just turns into liquid fuel afterwards, right? This is the only thing that's really used is the heavy oil. So far, everything else just kind of goes either the liquid fuel. So I'm kind of confused. I don't know if we have to set up just one just to start the system up with, you know what I mean? And then after that, it should just like make its own fuel. I'll have to test that out, I guess. So we'll have to use one pump originally just to get this going. Then what do I do with the rest of the liquid fuel? You know, like what's next after this anyways? We got oil cracking, heavy oil and steam to make light oil, and then light oil to make petroleum gas. That's like extra refining crap. We'll just get it out of the way, I guess. So in the end, we could just turn everything to liquid, heavy oil, right? So whatever output comes in, we just got to pipe it to a different system that's going to create the heavy oil. So, the petroleum we can send to a line where it's going to make liquid fuel that will join in with the other lines or whatever, right? I think we can end up doing something like that. It's going to look really god awful, but I don't know. I'll figure something out. All right, so this is how I figured this out. This is absolutely wild. All right, so we got 4 of these refineries. Okay, they're going to be making petroleum. Yeah, okay. Those 4 are going to go into these 2 that are down here, right here. These are going to be making me liquid fuel. So the 1200, so 2 is going to go into here, and 2 of them is going to go into here. So with that being said, the 600 liquid fuel per minute that we're making here is going to go into the 3 of these. each one of these require 300 minimum. Okay, so that's 900. But then you're like, oh, wait a second, your math doesn't add up. 600 and 900. I know. Wait. So this produces petroleum and it produces light oil. The petroleum and light oil we are going to flank off over here to, so this one is going to make petroleum gas into liquid fuel, 300 per minute, but we're not giving the whole 900 per minute, so we won't be making the whole 300. Same thing over here, the light oil, we're making 600 per minute there. And here we're making 600. Oh, we're going to be making a lot more. Oops. We got 3. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see how that goes. We might be backing up a little bit on light oil. If not, I'll have to add another couple of them maybe to deal with that. We'll see how the flow goes. But if I do start backing up in the light oil or whatever, I'll see it here, right? Then I can adjust that. The same with the petroleum. If need be, I can adjust it. But I'm pretty sure the petroleum one should be just fine. I don't think I'm going to actually get the whole 1200, so I should just only get 900 max, right? Anyhow, so that's all being said, and that's going to pump out the heavy oil. All the heavy oil is going to come into this thing right here, just 900 per minute. We're only making 400 per minute, but that's why I got the extra one over there to help kind of like top that off, so that way we can get that extra little bit to make 600 lubricant per minute. Oh my god. That's pretty wild. So all of this is just to make 600 lubricant per minute. And some of it, like, we have to kind of like recycle to put back in, right? So kind of crazy. And that's only off of 2 pumps. So that leaves us 3 pumps left to do other stuff with, which is kind of nice. So we don't use everything that we have here. So I guess let me just try to hook this up and see if my theories are correct and kind of go from there, right? All right, so I think I got everything thought of. We just got to get this built over to there using belts, not oh, probably gonna have to put another one over here too, huh? Well, so that should take care of the waste. What we'll do is we'll bring another platform. I'll make another platform like over here on this side. And we'll turn this into, do I have enough to make by any blast furnaces by chance? Let's just try to put 4 blast furnaces here and we'll try to get rid of that stuff right away. Connect that to that, and then we should be able to get rid of this waste. Perfect. We'll take it and we'll throw it into one of our nice big new storage containers. Check these out. Oh yeah, lots of storage in here. Cool, cool, cool. That way we'll be able to bring this home afterwards and we'll use it as fuel for the base. So I'm sure we're going to make quite a bit of it by the looks of all the crap that's here. So in order to get this entire system up and running, I do want to do one thing. I want to make a storage for this. And our lubricant can go in here. It's not perfectly lined up, but it doesn't matter. I'm happy with that. There we go. Cool. Awesome. So now all we have to do is technically make a few more pipes here so we know we have enough. Grab this right here and connect it to that. Now that is going to activate all of this. And then we should be making all of this other junk. And it should be just a continuous cycle. It should just be feeding itself and the whole 9 yards. And oh yeah, looks good. Looks good. I like it. There we go. And now we got ourselves some lubricant. Awesome. All that for some lubricant, huh? Crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy stuff. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave today's episode. I think what we're going to do in the next episode is work our way trying to get to the trains and unlock all the trains. So that way we can start bringing the stuff back home and make a nice railroad section for it. And the whole 9 yards. It's going to be pretty cool, man. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. So if we can get to trains already, that would just save us a lot of belting crap later on. and we can start using trains instead of belts. So, but I hope you enjoyed the episode, everybody. Like, subscribe, peace, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.